In mid-November 2015, Storm, a community action sports club from Cornwall, made their way to India on a mission to teach self-defence to young women and children in high-risk areas. Storm stands for a special team of role models and is headed up by Dan Sway, a self-defence instructor with a school in Truro, Cornwall.
My name is Dan Sway. I'm the founder of Storm. Storm is an acronym for a special team of role models. What Storm is a group of people, like-minded people, who want to empower and equip other people who want that. We do that through a form of self-defence called Krav Maga.
Upon arrival in Patna, they were greeted by Sanjeet Pani, a local pastor with many connections to schools and charities in the area. As Pastor Sanjeet took them around the schools they were teaching in, he explained to them the problems and inequality of the caste system. Here he shares his views on why the need for self-defence is so important for the poverty-stricken people in his community.
Because of economics, the parents will not send to good school. And the government schools in India are not functioning well today. Therefore, the children of Dalit are suffering so much in terms of the education. And when a high class children, they go to a very reputed school, and the Dalit children go to a government school. Therefore, what happens, there is a huge gap of education, and they don't get a job quite often, because unless they have a good education and competent in the world, they will not have a job in the society. Therefore, they are backward in education, and many have not even passed the 7th, 6th, 5th, and few have passed the 10th class, and few have gone for higher degrees. Yeah, it is very important for us, actually, for the Dalit kids and Dalit girls, especially to protect themselves from the upper caste. Probably, I feel so, because the upper caste man or boy whosoever comes and attacks the Dalit girl will definitely have that self-defense. And self-defense will obviously help the kids, because in the later days, the things are changing, intolerance is increasing in India, and Dalit have been attacked deliberately. So therefore, what happens, that children needs to learn this self-defense, because to protect from the upper caste.
Earlier in the year, the Storm team had made the trip out to Nepal, where they taught self-defence skills to orphans and also women that had been rescued from the human trafficking trade. On this journey, the team met Pawana Thapa, a translator for the groups that were being taught, as well as learning the training herself. Pawana's training and passion to help people transpired into a connection with the Storm team that allowed them to return to Nepal in November with her as their guide, and continue to teach and spread the skill set to those in need.
When first time, when I met Ellie, then Wing, it was not surprising for me, because I did not know about self-defense, and I thought it's like a Kung Fu Karate, it's like a game. And when they came, my office said, you work in a risk place, why don't you go and take that training? And I was like, why should I take that training? I know how to protect myself. I thought that way, and I said, okay, if they're paying, I need to go. So I just went, but when I went there, it was totally different. What I thought, that was not correct, because they give us all the trick and the way how to protect ourselves. And when they train us, when we got training, it was amazing. And I think after that, I thought it's a really important, and it's a good to learn self-defense, because when I was on the bus, when I did my first training, I was on the bus maybe after 1 month, and then I was sitting on the seat. But in Nepal, like, there is always small vehicles, and then people stand very tightly. So one lady, I was sitting on the seat, but one lady just come and stand next to me, and one man, he just came back and stand behind her and start pushing her, and I know, like, he's pushing, because I can feel that lady is pushing me, and I don't know, like, I was trying to find out, is she okay or not? So I just look her, and then I got very angry because she can't say anything. She can't say like don't do it, stop. She can't do. She was very shamed, and look, her face was down, and then she was just she was feeling very shame. And then I just told the lady, why don't you come move to this side, with a loud voice. And then she just moved, and that man also tried to move, and I said, why do you want to move? Why you want to be on her back? Why don't you face on that side? And then he feel very shame when I like shout louder, because there was more than 25 people. And he just turned to another side, and then I said, do you want to stand behind me? And he just get off from that van, and he just walk off. And I feel proud because I did help that girl. I don't know who she is, but what like self-defense teach me. I have a strong voice. I can raise for me, for other. So when I did, I feel very good. And after that, that lady have a smiley face, because before she was very shameful, but when I spoke from her side, she was happy. And another one, this is very recently this happened, after like in Nepal, like all the fuel problem is going on. There's less vehicle because there's not enough gas, so we are traveling on the bus roofs. So there are like maybe 60-70 people inside the bus, and on the roof maybe 20, 25, 40 people on the bus. So I was very rushed to go to office, and I have no place to get in, because I don't like to get inside the bus like there's 60-70 people, because anyone can touch anywhere, like they can take advantage in this time. So I feel like I want to go on the roof, so I just went on the roof. So one guy just came, like he was just sitting, and he just said like, he just feel my body, like and then he said, oh, are you okay? And I said, do I know you? And he said, no. And I said, do you know me? He said, no. And I said, then why you are tapping my body? Why you are touching? So he said, oh, sorry. And then he smiled on me, very, very like weird, like not a good smile on his face. I got very angry, and I said, do you want me to kick you? And he said, you can't. And I said, I can, because you are on the roof. So it might like be like bus accident, not me. And then he just turned his face to another way, and that gives me joy, because there were all the men, just me on the roof. And then he is very quiet and very same, like in front of like 25 men, I was the strong person. So that really gives me happy.
With first-hand knowledge of the importance of this self-defense, Hawena was able to guide Storm into the places with the greatest need for protection. One place that was visited was a non-profit organisation called Change Nepal, run by Pramesh Pradhan. Here they help the women that have been trafficked begin again, changing Nepal as best as they can. After getting stuck in with the training himself and also involving his staff, Pramesh tells us his opinions on the value of training and why women should learn to protect themselves.
This training will certainly help us to disseminate the information we have learned, skill and techniques we have learned to other girls, and we want to train a couple of girls as the trainer, as the ambassador, to go to other hundreds and thousands of other girls to learn these techniques, and this would make their lives safer. And with this confidence, they would start denouncing the exploitation wherever it may be. It may be in the bus ride, it may be someone pulling the hair and pulling backward, trying to rape. Normally what would say, they will say, cry for help. Now, this is not, they would not do this. They would certainly cry for help with big shouts, but this time the exploiter they will not leave any stone unturned to make the exploiter feel that okay, she has not accepted it, and she will be able to give big punch or pain to the exploiter so that she can escape from the scene. And what I realize really good is it's not an attack, it's self-defense. We are not trying to we have not anything to attack someone. We have not learned that. What we have learned is, whenever in the worst eventuality, whenever there is an attack, how to defend. This is really, I should say, we learned a lot, and I believe our girl children have learned a lot.